The aptly named Australian Venue Company, which operates more than 200 pubs across Australia and New Zealand, was bought in August last year by PAG Asia for $1.4 billion. According to their website, PAG are your partner for Asia and manage $55 billion in assets. They actually bought AVC from a group called Kohlberg, Kravis and Roberts, KKR, an American global investment company, who of course spout off about their diversity, equity and inclusion. That's all these companies seem to talk about nowadays. So yes, as I said earlier, tongue-in-cheek, the aptly named Australian Venue Company has not been Australia-owned for quite some time. So of course, why would we expect them to care about Australia, apart from taking our money? The company certainly made their opinions of Australia heard in recent days. Australia Day celebrations banned at 200 pubs and bars. Hotel company ends Australia Day celebrations in South Australian pubs. The company reportedly notified venue managers it would no longer be celebrating Australia Day, saying it causes sadness and hurt for many patrons and staff. The backlash was swift, and the very next day, hospitality group Apologises after reportedly telling pubs not to celebrate Australia Day. Imagine the nerve. Imagine buying a whole bunch of American bars and restaurants and telling the patrons, sorry, new rule, you can't celebrate Independence Day. Because a minority of people are against it. The backlash would be equally swift. Abolitionist Frederick Douglass once lamented, "This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn." He was pointing out the hypocrisy of a nation founded on freedom being in support of slavery. It's a fair point, I suppose, but that was said in 1852. It's not modern America. The thing about Australia is that people want to come here, by the millions. By world standards, Australia is a very peaceful and prosperous country. We have lots of freedoms, although certain political actors seem to want to curtail those freedoms. But despite this, we're still a free country. My Chinese wife loves her newfound home. She celebrates Australia Day every year because she is grateful for this nation. She celebrates Australia Day because she thinks Australia is worth celebrating. People want to come to Australia. They wouldn't want to come here if it sucked. It's worth celebrating. Of course, a minority of Australians don't like celebrating Australia Day, labelling it Invasion Day or similar. My advice to those people is, okay, don't celebrate it. It's a free country. But the opposite is true too. It's not your right to tell us that we can't celebrate it. Nobody is celebrating Australia Day to celebrate colonisation or Australia's dark past. Well, presumably only a very small minority. People are celebrating what Australia is now, being grateful for what we've become. But of course, these big companies completely misread the average Australian, as Australian Venue Company found out. We don't want to be told what we can and can't celebrate, and how dare they think they can tell us otherwise? Yes, they reversed their ban, but I'd suggest that the damage has already been done. They've made their motive clear. I don't know if this is related to this fiasco, but the Australian are reporting that PAG Asia are already considering selling Australian Venue Co. and getting the hell out of the Australian pub business. Perhaps they're putting it in the too hard basket. Australians don't give in too easily. Interestingly, I was able to access their Facebook page this morning, but it has since been taken down. I'd say they were getting too much of a backlash. Their Instagram page, however, is still up, with their latest post saying, "We can see that our comments on the weekend have caused both concern and confusion. We sincerely regret that. Our purpose is to reinforce community in our venues, not divide it. It is not for us to tell anyone whether or how to celebrate Australia Day. We acknowledge that and we apologise for our comments. It certainly wasn't our intention to offend anyone." Too late. Whether you choose to celebrate Australia Day or not, everyone is welcome in our pubs always. We have been and are always open over Australia Day, and we continue to book events for patrons. Sounds like a bit of damage control to me. Are you buying it? Will you be booking an event with AVC? Obviously, every public holiday has some people who disagree with it. Are you telling me everyone loves the King's birthday? Let me guess, the same people who dislike Australia Day dislike the King. All days are offensive to some, but we can't forever try to change everything to suit everybody because that's impossible. I'm sure there's lots of people who don't like Christmas for religious reasons or otherwise, but would we ever contemplate cancelling that because a minority of people don't like it? I hope not. Traditions are important to every country, and I'm not going to just sit here and let people try to destroy our time-honoured traditions. I hope you won't either.